Welcome everyone. Myself Dr. Satyam Pratap Singh. I am from Department of Electrical Engineering, Arya College of Engineering and Information Technology, Jaipur. The topic for today's lecture is nodal admittance matrix. We know that the power system network can be converted into an equivalent impedance diagram. This diagram forms the basis of load flow studies and short circuit analysis. In this presentation, we shall discuss the formation of bus admittance matrix. Now, what is the bus admittance matrix? In a power system, bus admittance matrix represents the nodal admittances of the various buses. With the help of the transmission line, each bus is connected to the various other buses. Admittance matrix is used to analyze the data that is needed in the load or a power flow study of the buses. It explains the admittance and the topology of the network. Now the formation of bus admittance matrix. Consider the voltage source Vs with a source impedance of Zs as shown in figure 1a. Using Norton theorem, this circuit can be replaced by a current source Is with a parallel admittance of Ys as shown in figure 1b. The relation between the original system and the Norton equivalents are given in equation number 1. Now use the Norton's theorem for the formulation of Y-bus matrix. For the time being, assume the short line approximation for the formulation of the bus admittance matrix. Thereafter, relax these assumptions and use the pi representation of the network for power flow studies. Consider the 4-bus power system shown in figure 2. This contains two generators G1 and G2 that are connected through transformer T1 and T2 to buses 1 and 2. Let us denote the synchronous reactances of G1 and G2 by Xg1 and Xg2 respectively, and the leakage reactances of T1 and T2 by Xt1 and Xt2 respectively. Let Zij denote the line impedance between buses I and J. Figure 3 shows the impedance diagram of the power network of figure 2. In this figure, bus 0 indicates the reference node that is usually the neutral of the Y connected system. The impedance diagram is converted into an equivalent admittance diagram shown in figure 4. Here. In this diagram, Yij is equal to 1 upon Zij. The voltage source Eg1 and Eg2 are converted into the equivalent current source I1 and I2 respectively using the Norton's theorem. Now determine the voltage current relationship of the network shown in figure 4. It is to be noted that this relation can be written in terms of the node voltage V1 and V4 and injected currents I1 and I2 as given in equation 3 and 4. Consider node 1 that is connected to the nodes 2 and 3. Then applying KCL at this node, we get the equation 5 for the I1. In similar way, application of KCL at nodes 2, 3, 4 results in the following equation number 6, 7 and 8. Now combine equation 5 to equation 8, we get the equation 9. Then comparing equation 9 with equation 3, we can write admittance matrix Y bus as given in equation 10. In general, the format of Y bus matrix for an n bus power system is as follows, which is given in equation 11, where Yk is given in equation 12. It is to be noted that Y bus is a symmetric matrix in which the sum of all the elements of the kth column is Ykk. Now the advantages of bus admittance matrix. Y bus is a sparse matrix. First, what is the sparse matrix? A matrix in which most of the elements are 0 is known as the sparse matrix. So Y bus is a sparse matrix, that is most of the elements are 0 and hence less memory is required for the storage. Second point is load flow studies involves nodal analysis and we wish to find the node or bus voltage, and hence while forming KCL equation, admittance is a natural choice. Third advantage is Y bus can be easily formed using inspection method. Fourth point is Y bus can be easily modified in case of any changes in the power system, such as addition of transmission line or removal of transmission line. Fifth advantage is mutual impedances can be directly considered by the use of singular transformation method of Y bus formation. Now, thank you everyone for listening me.